Everybody thinks they're ready. Look at the divorce rate. Everybody thinks they're ready. Nobody's gonna get married if they don't think they're ready.
What it is this society we live in sets us up for failure. Really, when it comes to marriages, it just does. I
agree, but no, go ahead.
Wait, build it up.
I don't know. I just feel like
how did it set you up?
I don't know. Like
it sets the men up, but yes, I agree.
Because back in the day, I felt like we had tools to succeed. Nowadays, everyone is just doing whatever they want to do.
What's the difference?
What are the tools that were different?
Yeah.
What tools do we have back then to succeed that we don't have now?
In like,
I hope she answers this question.
Oh my God.
In terms of marriage.
Okay, so in terms of, because I feel like I lost my train of thought.
What are the tools that they had back then that we don't have now that you said everyone's just doing anything?
Well, we have so much freedom.
You think you should have less?
Not necessarily. I mean, you have to come to
you
a
want
balance.
all of your freedom.
You
though,
do.
right?
So then what are you talking about?
Well, you want the freedom, but I think back then, so there was more structure. So men.
You want structure or freedom?
Wait, can I finish? Wait, hold on. I have no choice. I live in today's society. I have to go.
What do you think is better?
There's no better. I live in this society. I can't choose.
But you like because of the society. You have your business and you have all.
I don't know what she was talking about.
Listen. Hold on. Let me finish this point real quick because you about to chop up these clips and I'm never gonna watch them.
You know what? Look, Fatima. I need you to stand for something because what you're saying is, oh well, back then it was set up better. But then I asked you, was it better? And you're like, no.
What times do y'all prefer?
Listen.
Today's times or back then the times when we didn't live in?
Can I finish the point?
No,
you ain't making no point.
I do want to ask that question later. I was just thinking about that out loud. I'll ask that.
What I meant to say is, like, back then there was more structure. There were arranged marriages. Like, men worked.
Only wealthy people had arranged marriages. I want to make that clear.
No.
Well, poor people had no goods or barter system. So a lot of people, if you didn't have any valuables, you weren't getting married arranged.
Either way, like,
because they did that to keep your bloodline pure.
But why are you saying that?
But they still.
So poor people weren't getting arranged marriages because we don't want your poor bloodline.
But they still made it away. So people were. The divorce rates are at an all-time high. Back in the day, you just had to do what you were supposed to do.
Because you couldn't leave.
Right,
you couldn't work.
And I'm not saying that's good.
What are you
I'm
saying? That's
so
what I want.
Do you want to not work anymore?
No, I'm not saying. I'm saying the society we live in now, it pretty much sets up marriage. It makes it really difficult to have a successful marriage.
Right, but okay.
That's really my point.
How?
Because it's more incentive for a woman to leave.
Fatima, how is it set up to have hard? How is it hard to have a successful marriage in today's society?
Well, for many reasons.
What's one?
Okay, so men aren't necessarily financially where they want to be.
Okay,
at a younger age. So they have to wait. Our times are later. Women aren't having kids until later. Men aren't necessarily being all the way established until later on in life. But wait,
you're saying men.
Yeah,
you're quantifying a whole.
I'm just saying,
who marries?
I'm saying in
who do
general.
You marry?
But my feedback to that is that there's a certain type of man or men. There are plenty of men out there that are millionaires before the age of 30.
I get that, but
what
that's
what industry are they usually in? I was about to say that percentage game is very low, and the industry is entertainment.
That's okay, and that is not true. They could be in crypto.
They can be. However, that percentage is still very low. That's a 1% chance.
But what's wrong with being the 1%?
That's hard to find. The average person isn't going to.
Come on, sweetheart.
But
if we were all in the 1%, if it was that possible,
listen,
because
I think I'm in the 1%.
5%. No, that's a fact.
Y'all can be the 99. No, that's fine.
And I get it.
The one.
Are you in a relationship?
No. But by choice.
No, and I don't want to be that guy. No, I'm not saying that.
I am the 1%.
I completely understand.
You can make that a clip.
And I respect that. And I completely understand. What I'm saying is everybody and most women feel like they are the 1%. So you and 20 billion other women are all looking for the 570,000 men that are in that 1%.
Yeah.
And they are mostly all married already. Hold on, let me finish.
There's only 7.8 billion people, so 20 billion is just
I'm exaggerating. But my point is,
regardless, I want a man that's in the 1%.
Absolutely.
Because I am a woman that's in the 1%.
Absolutely.
And if we're not 1% together, that's fine. You got all of them other 99 percenters that you can have your fun
Courtney
with.
said I'm shooting for the top.
And as you should.
But back to the point, the reason I said it's harder is because we still have to live together. We still have to make things happen, but we may not necessarily be ready. So while we still have that urge, that attraction, that biological need to like be in a relationship, we're social beings. We want to be together. We don't want to be lonely. We're not supposed to be alone.
Yeah, that was.
So when people get together, but they're not necessarily ready, like back in the day, they forced you to be ready. so you had no choice. Like, men were already building houses at age 12. Women were already cooking, cleaning, and raising families.
I just want to know which one you prefer.
Why does it matter? I'm just
because
you're
keep
just
referencing
you're
back
just
to the
telling
old
us
time.
history, but
So
why are you telling
which
us the
time
history?
point, okay, so
what is your point?
My
That's what
point
I
was
wanna
to say
know.
it's just more difficult nowadays.
So
to
you like
be in
it
a
more
successful
difficult, though.
marriage.
You like it to be
No, I'm
difficult.
just giving you reality.
Which would you prefer, then or now?
It's not what I
She
prefer. It
can't
doesn't
answer a
matter. I
question.
live here.
It's
This is what I
impossible.
have to deal
But
with.
if you
What's your
could make a
preference?
choice, which would you prefer?
Traditionally, like in the 1800s or whatever,
They
or
both have its
today,
pros and cons.
Then which would
What
you
do
prefer?
you want?
gotta
What do
answer
you
the
want?
question.
I don't know.
Oh my God!
I live here. It's
I
not about what
can't.
But
I
it's
want.
not
It's
about.
about what
But
I
we're
have to
asking.
deal with.
We're asking a podcast hypothetical question.
Yeah.
Nothing. Your answer is not going to change reality.
I
We're just answering it for the sake of
Yeah.
the
I just
conversation.
feel
We're
like
all
it's
going to
not-
answer the
it's
same
not-
question.
The question isn't. It's not going to change anything. It's not.
All
Going
right.
to
It's
do
not,
anything
but
for
I'm
we
done
know
with
that.
her.
I guess.
I'm done with her.
Which would you prefer? It's
Today.
okay. Okay.
all
Which would
day,
you? What would you
all
prefer?
day long. Today,
You like today?
I like today. I love today. Yep, because everybody's got their pick. Choice is the most valuable thing we've ever been given in life. Is our ability to make a decision.
I think
'Cause
it's overrated.
Okay, well, that's why you're going to have
Ryan
to
from
make
the
a
Stone Age.
decision
She don't
one
think women
day.
should have choice.
I think men have too many choices.
you
I
like
think
it- you like
I
it more traditional.
I think that I have been falling victim, or not victim, but to the dilemma of choice. I do.
That's that okay. No decision is a decision though. So either you make a decision or one is made for you.
Right. And
Indecisiveness can be a disease,
And
though.
what
That's
I'm
not a good
saying
thing.
is, and there's a marketing term, you might know this, is where I don't know the actual name of the term, but like if you're overloaded with choices, you choose nothing, which
Yeah.
is a choice.
There
Yeah.
we go. Too much freedom.
That's true.
And therefore,
And it can cause procrastination.
and actually, this goes back to marketing too, is that people will cite lower satisfaction because if they have a lot of choices and choose one, they will have regret that they didn't choose another one. I use the restaurant as an example. You might order the pasta or whatever, but then you might have wanted to get the chicken or whatever, and now you're in the back of your mind, you're like, I don't know if I really like this. But if all you could choose was the pasta, you'd be like, yo, this is lit.
Yeah.
And I think that choice seems like the better option, but I don't know if it's true. And I mean that for men and women. I'm not just saying, oh, well, women have too many options.
Well, men have always had choice.
No, you would have the choice of like the women within your community or the women that
That's
you
choice.
would know.
We always had
Yeah,
choice.
but now like
regardless of what the
I
options
could go on
were,
Instagram
The
and I
women
have
were, like,
unlimited
acting
chicks
one
that I
way.
could talk
the
to.
only
Right.
difference is women have more choice. Men have always
Yeah.
had options.
Certain men have more choices now.
No, but I see what you're
Regardless,
saying, though.
it don't change the fact that men have always had options. The only
No.
difference between today's dynamic
Is the
and
way
back
the
then
women-
is women have more choice.
the way the women
women's
portray
freedom and
themselves and
women,
behave.
the
women have
feminist-
hyper amount of
the
choices.
feminist
yes.
movement and everything is the only thing that's
Yeah.
changed over the last 20 years.
No,
Like, women
men
have
do have more choices.
Men have always had choices. More doesn't change the fact that they've always had choices, Ryan.
I
They've
think-
always had choices. They've
I-
never had no choice. It was never men and women never had a choice. Men always had a choice. Women didn't, and then it changed because
No,
women
women
started
had a
having
choice too, but they
Okay.
would be limited to the amount of people that were in their area, just like the men were.
Okay,
But now women have like they can get flown out to Dubai.
women couldn't work.
Women could have been able to work since the 1940s.
You
It's
keep talking
not
about the 40s, bro. That's less than 100 years ago.
60, 70, 80. It's 90 years ago. I think we've adapted.
That's my point. That,
90 years. That's a couple
that's,
generations.
yeah, there's some grandparents that were alive during that era.
Yeah,
My
that's
point is
Mhm.
that wasn't that long ago where women didn't have choice. That was somebody's lifetime ago.